Hello and welcome back to another In-Up-Other video. Today we are talking about a severe threat in the Northeast. Now, typically I make these videos the night before they're actually posted, and the Storm Prediction Center doesn't update their outlooks until the morning of the event. So usually I have to work with an advance notice, and this is the first time I've seen a slight risk on an advance notice Storm Prediction Center update in a very long time. Of course, we've had severe threats, but this is the first time I've had advance notice. So let's start off here with our categorical outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. We have slight and marginal risks. We have slight risks across 40,000 square miles in a population of 13 million people, including Boston, Massachusetts, Worcester, Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts, Bridgeport, Connecticut, and New Haven, Connecticut. We have marginal risks across 156,000 square miles in a population of 28 million people, including New York City, Newark, New Jersey, Buffalo, New York, Jersey City, New Jersey, and Rochester, New York. So we do have a 2% chance of tornadoes in that slight risk area. We have a 15% chance of strong winds in that slight risk area, and a 5% chance in that marginal risk area. And hail, we have a 5% chance in that slight risk area. Pretty basic. But there's a little bit more to it. So this is an area that is in much need of rainfall. And earlier this week, there were many areas that did receive rainfall, but obviously one day isn't going to solve everything. So this threat is not only a possibility for strong winds and tornadoes and hail, but also a chance for more rainfall to fall in this area. So we're going to go hour by hour looking at different areas. So this is, let's see here, midnight Friday. So let's go here to around here, 5 a.m. You can see some thunderstorms starting to pop up in northeast Pennsylvania, and by 6 o'clock, they start to cross the border with New Jersey, moving it through Scranton. By 7 a.m., they are through Scranton. And by 8 a.m., we start to see the New York City metropolitan area start to get into the mix with some of the thunderstorms there. Then we are moving on to 9 a.m., where you see areas such as Westchester County starting to get into some of the thunderstorms. Then we have, this is 10 o'clock in the morning, we have areas such as Stamford, Connecticut, and areas of portions of Fairfield County over there. Then this is now 11 o'clock. We start to see that thunderstorm cluster kind of move to the east and weaken, except for right along the Long Island Sound, where there is some more energy there for this storm to continue to move on and maintain its strength. So we start to see round number 2 here right around 1 p.m., starting all the way back in western New York. Now by 2 p.m., we start to see a lot of isolated thunderstorms all across the region, including Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania, even back into Ohio and New Jersey. Many different areas, isolated thunderstorms. So by 3 o'clock, we start to see a little bit more of a semblance of what this event is going to be. More of a line of thunderstorms kind of right through here. Then by 4 o'clock, we kind of have 2 lines forming. We have one through portions of western Connecticut, western Massachusetts, portions of southeast Vermont and New Hampshire. Not southeast New Hampshire, but most of north and northwest New Hampshire. Then a second line back in New York and Pennsylvania and Ohio. So we are now moving on here. This is now 5 o'clock. And we start to see these 2 lines kind of start to blend together. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you can see that there's just a cluster of thunderstorms across the entire region, including areas such as Worcester, Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts, back through areas such as Ithaca, New York, back towards even closer to Cincinnati. Then we are at 8 p.m., and we start to see this low pressure start to move off the coastline. We have thunderstorms moving through areas such as Springfield, up through Albany, down through central Pennsylvania like State College, and through areas like Charleston, West Virginia. But then we're starting to move into 9 o'clock, the later hours here, where we start to see things start to wind down. A few isolated thunderstorms in southern New England, areas of upstate New York. But at this point, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, really not seeing much on that front. So at the end of the day, this seems like a very insignificant threat, but there is plenty of precipitatable water in this area here. So in that prime time period here, this is now right around, let's go here, 10 a.m. So 10 a.m., you can see that the amount of water in the atmosphere peaks up around 2 inches of potential rainfall there. So areas where these thunderstorms do form have at least an inch of water to dispose of. So definitely a chance here for some soakers, and that will start to ease up on the drought conditions there in the Northeast. And in terms of total accumulated precipitation, we do have the chance here in portions of New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, chance of getting 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. But in general, if we're going to be getting these storms, they're generally going to be about an inch of rainfall each. So, but again, this map is like a Picasso painting. It's very sporadic. So if we're looking at these severe threats, you're typically thinking of a line of thunderstorms, but these are just going to be quick burst thunderstorms that are going to just pop up and dispense all the rain that they have to dispose of, all the precipitable water in the atmosphere, and then just die off. So let's take a look at the energy for this event here. You can see that in certain areas such as DC, up around 1700 joules per kilogram. Philadelphia peaks out at about 1800. New York City peaks up around 1700. And then you kind of have a second wave here where New York is over 2000. So is Southwest Connecticut. So the energy is there for these storms to pop up. It's just not consistent. We have throughout the early morning hours some areas with those blue shades here, and those areas are definitely going to be seeing some of those more powerful thunderstorms. But it's not really until about 10 a.m. and after that point where we see just a wave of energy in that area with that slight risk, and then it starts to die off here. I believe this is right around 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So that time period then is when things start to slow down. Now we also have our supercell composite index, which basically shows the probability of a supercell thunderstorm forming, and you can see that it's fairly low for most of the day, and then it just sparks here at the end where you're starting to get those blues that is above 5 and even up to 10 on the supercell composite index, and you even have areas here in Southwest Connecticut up to 17 on the index, which for an area such as New England is fairly high. But of course, areas such as the Southern Plains, areas that are more prone to thunderstorms, that's minuscule. But we have one more little parameter here, the significant tornado parameter. Basically, we use this as our torcon here. So we move throughout the day and we see an explosion, and things really peak out around 1 to 2 out of 10. So really not a huge chance here of tornadoes, but again, about a 2% chance approximately. Well, I guess you can multiply these by 10 to get percentage points, so that would be technically a 16% chance over here, up to a, I think I just saw it, 2.2, so 22% chance. Really not much here. No real threat of tornadoes. Of course, there could be an isolated tornado here or there, but the energy in the region definitely isn't as high, and the parameters really aren't in favor of tornadoes spawning in the New England region, as they usually don't in this region. But that is all the information that I have for today for this severe threat. Again, just a very sporadic severe threat, really not going to be just that one line of thunderstorms that comes through, and after that, the entire threat is done. There is the chance here that certain spots do get multiple thunderstorms throughout the day, and you really don't see that with the cold front and the line of thunderstorms mix, because after that cold front comes through, the conditions just drop off significantly. So definitely more of a chance for certain areas to see multiple cells of thunderstorm activity, and that will definitely boost their chances of kind of easing up on the drought situation in the Northeast as of right now. But that is all the information that I have for today. If you found this video informative, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the bell. That is all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.